I am Alexander, son of Philip of Macedon, destined from birth to change the course of history. From my earliest memories, I felt the stirrings of ambition, a fire kindled by my mother Olympias and nurtured by the legends of old. I was born into a world where honor, conquest, and destiny intermingled, and I vowed to leave a mark so indelible that even the gods would remember my name. I remember the rugged landscapes of Macedonia, the mountains standing sentinel over our land, and the vast skies that promised infinite possibility. Under the tutelage of Aristotle, I was schooled in philosophy, science, and the art of warfare. His words resonated within me, teaching me that the mind was as potent a weapon as the sword. It was through his lessons that I learned to view the world not just as a battlefield to be conquered, but as a canvas upon which I could paint my vision of a unified empire. When my father, Philip, marched forth to expand our realm, I was eager to join him, not merely to earn glory on the field of battle, but to grasp the very essence of leadership. I learned early that true power lies in inspiring others, in uniting disparate peoples under a common cause. I was driven by a desire to create something far greater than myself, an empire where the brilliance of Greek thought could merge with the wonders of the East. My journey of conquest began in Asia Minor, where I faced the mighty Persian Empire. There, amid the clash of spears and the roar of chariots, I discovered that war was as much a contest of wits as it was of strength. In the midst of chaos, I relied on my cunning and strategy to outmaneuver foes who were numerically superior. Every battle, every skirmish, was a lesson in both victory and loss, teaching me that each triumph came at a heavy price. As I led my soldiers across the Hellespont, I could feel the weight of destiny upon my shoulders. The world beyond Macedonia revealed itself in all its splendor and brutality, cities of marvel, deserts that stretched into oblivion, and cultures rich with their own stories of triumph and despair. I marveled at the diversity of peoples and the vast potential for unity, even as the specter of war loomed large. With every step into the unknown, I grew ever more determined to carve out an empire that would stand as a beacon for all time. I recall the day of the Battle of Issus, where I came face to face with Darius, the formidable Persian king. The sun beat down upon the blood-stained earth as we clashed with the ferocity of titans. Amid the thunder of hooves and the clash of metal, I pressed forward with a resolve born of necessity. That day, as I looked into the eyes of my enemy and saw not just a man, but the embodiment of a failing empire, I knew that the destiny of the world was being rewritten. Victory at Issus was not simply a military success. It was a statement that the era of Persian supremacy was drawing to a close. Yet, no victory is without its scars. The siege of Tyre remains etched in my memory, a testament to both the endurance of my men and the relentless nature of ambition. For months, we toiled against seemingly insurmountable walls, our efforts punctuated by the constant threat of death. With every stone that fell and every soldier lost, I felt the heavy burden of leadership. But surrender was never an option. The eventual fall of Tyre was a bittersweet moment, a triumph achieved at a tremendous cost, a reminder that every conquest demands sacrifice. In Egypt, I was welcomed as a liberator. The ancient land, steeped in mystery and wonder, embraced me as a harbinger of change. There, amidst the fertile banks of the Nile, I founded the great city of Alexandria, a place where the wisdom of the Greeks and the secrets of the East could intertwine. Alexandria was to be a monument, not merely to my conquests, but to the unity of knowledge and culture. It was in those vibrant streets that I envisioned a future where borders would blur and the light of civilization would shine upon every corner of the world. Yet, as I pressed deeper into the heart of the Persian Empire, the nature of my journey began to change. No longer was I merely a conqueror, I was a seeker of meaning, a man questioning the very nature of power and legacy. In the vast expanses of Mesopotamia and the majestic ruins of Persepolis, I encountered the remnants of civilizations that had once flourished and faded. I walked among the echoes of forgotten empires and wondered at the fickleness of fate. Was the glory of conquest enough to justify the endless strife? Could an empire built on the foundation of war ever bring lasting peace? Driven by these questions, I marched onward into lands uncharted by my forefathers. The mountains of Pamir and the arid deserts of Central Asia tested the limits of my resolve. I encountered warriors whose courage rivaled my own, a fierce and proud people who fought not for conquest, but for the honor of their own traditions. In India, I faced challenges that defied all expectations. The battles there were unlike any I had fought before, a cacophony of chaos, a tapestry of color and sound, where every victory was a step into the unknown and every defeat a lesson in humility. Throughout these trials, my thoughts often turned inward. I pondered the nature of greatness and the legacy I would leave behind. I knew that my ambitions extended far beyond the mere accumulation of territories. I longed to create an empire where the spark of human ingenuity could flourish, a realm where the arts, sciences, and philosophy could thrive alongside the roar of battle. Yet, even as I envisioned such a future, the harsh realities of war reminded me that every conquest exacted a toll on both the body and the soul. In the quiet moments between battles, when the night sky stretched above and the stars bore silent witness to my deeds, I found myself alone with my thoughts. I remembered the faces of those I had lost, the brave souls who had marched beside me, whose laughter and courage had lit the darkest nights. Their memories haunted me, a constant reminder that every step toward greatness was paved with sacrifice. And in those moments of solitude, I questioned whether the price of legacy was worth the endless suffering. As the years passed, the empire I'd forged began to strain beneath its own weight. My soldiers, hardened by years of battle, grew weary of endless campaigns and distant lands. They looked to me with eyes that had seen too much, yearning for the comfort of home and the promise of peace. Their whispers of dissent, their quiet prayers for reprieve, echoed in the corridors of my mind. Yet the fire of ambition burned too fiercely to be quenched by the mere desire for rest. I pressed on, driven by the belief that destiny had chosen me to unite the world, to bind the disparate threads of civilization into one grand tapestry. Now, as I stand at the twilight of my journey, I am both triumphant and tormented. I gaze upon the vast empire that spans continents, a realm that stretches from the familiar shores of Macedonia to the far-flung reaches of India. It is a legacy wrought with the blood of my enemies, the sweat of my men, and the sacrifices of countless souls. And yet, I cannot help but feel the weight of all that has been lost along the way. The glory of victory, once so intoxicating, now mingles with the sorrow of memories too heavy to bear. I have conquered kingdoms, defied gods, and rewritten the laws of war. I have built cities that shall stand as monuments to the power of human ambition, and I have carved my name upon the pages of history. But in the stillness of the night, when the clamor of battle has faded into silence, I am left with a solitary truth that no man, no matter how mighty, can escape the inexorable pull of fate. I am Alexander the Great, a man who dared to dream of a united world, who challenged the very limits of human potential. And though my body may one day succumb to the passage of time, the legacy of my deeds will endure in the hearts and minds of those who believe in the power of aspiration. So I leave you with this final thought. In the quest for glory, there is both splendor and sorrow. Every step toward greatness is accompanied by the echoes of lost dreams and the lingering shadows of sacrifice. Remember me not merely as a conqueror, but as a man who strove to bring together the wonders of the world, who dared to challenge destiny and embrace the eternal flame of ambition. This is my story, an odyssey of triumph, heartbreak, and the unyielding desire to leave an indelible mark upon the world.